everyone is so busy this time of the year. Sometimes you want something that is homemade, but you want it to be quick.
Yeah, and for this holiday treat, you'll want to set the stage with sage. Mariefiebach is going to step in right now and help us out here. She is the founder of Feed Your Family Tonight and Family Dinner Coach. Marie, how are you today?
Oh, Shane, I'm doing great. Yes. You know, we're feeling the pressure of the season, right? It's starting to feel really busy. This is a super simple dinner, but friends, it is so delicious and it's a little impressive. Like people eat and they're like, oh my gosh, what is this? And it really is so fast. I already salted and sauteed some chicken breasts, and I want to talk about that because my motto when you're cooking meat, I've talked about this with hamburger, but I'm going to talk about it with the chicken breast, is you put it in the pan and you leave it alone. It's so easy to want to go in and flip it and all of that. Just leave it alone, and that's how you get that nice brown crust. And when it releases quickly and easily from the pan, that's when you know it's done. If you're having to scrape it, just walk away, chill a little bit, leave it alone. This recipe has sage in it, and I have fresh sage from the grocery store. It usually comes in these little blister packs, and I put a paper towel in there to kind of absorb the extra moisture, and that helps it last longer in the refrigerator. So that's a little tip for you. And we're gonna use 4 big leaves to get about a tablespoon of leaves in this dish. And I am just gonna slice it with my chef's knife here into just little slices. We're going to add it to this pan that is still hot.
It smells so good.
And we're gonna add a tablespoon of avocado oil. Now I use avocado oil because it has a higher smoke point and it's not going to burn in this hot and fast application. So again, I've cooked the chicken breast and now I'm adding this sage, and you can kind of hear it sizzle. It is gonna crisp up a little bit, and that's what you want. A crispy fried sage is something that is just absolutely delicious. And then to that, we're going to add 4 ounces of chopped apricots. These are dried apricots. You just get them at the grocery store. And we're
Did you chop them up a bit before?
I did. I cut them up in just kind of slices so you don't get a big chunk of apricots. You could have them whole, but I kind of like the smaller pieces. Can you smell that sage starting to come off of this? It's so fragrant. And then we're going to add something else that's fragrant, which is garlic. And I am a big friend of a garlic press. I am not going to mince garlic with a knife. I'm just a little too lazy for that. And so I have 1 clove of garlic that I just put through a garlic press. And once that garlic's in there, you want to work pretty quickly because it will burn. So you kind of get that, and now I'm smelling the garlic, and I'm going to add a 1/2 cup of chicken broth. And that is what makes the sauce. And you just kind of scrape off any brown bits at the bottom of the pan, and then you're just going to let this cook for like 2 to 3 minutes and add back the chicken that you sauteed. And there's going to be some extra juices that kind of accumulate at the bottom of the pan. Add that to it, and you end up with this amazing sage and apricot chicken. I like to serve it with a little bit of couscous. You can serve it with some rice. If you're going keto, put it on some cauliflower rice or with some roasted veggies. Again, you guys, I started cooking this at the top of the show, right? And it's done.
Super quick.
It's super fast, it's super easy, and that sage is a little bit pungent, but it gets a little bit crispy, and the apricots add some chewy and some sweetness. Your family's gonna think that this is like the best meal ever, and if you have picky kids, just give them the chicken without the sauce.
That's right, and they would have a little bit of flavor to it, you know, so cooking in the sauce, but this is also just something different. Right now is kind of a time where we're just, you know, consuming so many like holiday foods that you just want something different and still healthy.
Right, healthy, easy. What do you think, Shane?
I absolutely love just that like blast of fruit type flavor in there. It reminds me of Thanksgiving, kind of when you're eating your turkey, and you get a little, like a good cranberry in that cranberry sauce or something, but just that little blast of fruit, that sweetness can add so much, and that is incredible. I didn't get any of the sage leaf yet, but I'm gonna go for it.
Friends, this is a super easy recipe. It's at feedyourfamilytonight.com. It's up there. You know, we're hitting that busy season, and now is the time to have simple, fast meals. And if you have to do some shortcuts from the grocery store, get the cutlets already pre-cut at the grocery store. Or you could even do this with chicken tenders, so you don't have to cut the chicken breast. Again, this is about fast food, simple food, feeding your family even when life is crazy. But it doesn't have to be boring. It can still be delicious.
Yeah, you have this recipe and so many others, like she said on her website, feedyourfamilytonight.com. Also, you know, we're talking about being busy. That's where you can get the meal planning guide, which is something so many people could use, if not even just for December right now in the midst of all this crazy. Maybe make it your New Year's resolution to just kind of make that easier on yourself.
Absolutely, absolutely. Friends, it's at feedyourfamilytonight.com, and you can plan your meals in 10 minutes a week with the Feed Your Family Tonight Meal Planning Guide.
Thank you so much, Marie. We will see you next Monday right here on Cake.